Hi everyone, it's Ron Perry. This is my second video. I never hear anybody tell how many videos they have, so I'm not sure I'm supposed to do that, if that's a good thing or bad. But I had done one video and I told you a little bit about myself, that I was just let go from a job. Now it's a week ago. Today's Tuesday in September, and it was a week ago on Tuesday that I was let go at 61 years old. So the question is, now what? And I'm going to share with you some of my steps that I've taken over the past week and go into a little more detail so you can follow along. And if you're trying to start your own business, hopefully this is helpful, and I can share some wisdom, and you can, hopefully you can find this inspiring to go out and start your own business. If things go sideways, you get let go, or maybe you're looking to leave the company anyway, or you're place of employment, or you're stay at home and you're looking to get something going. So I feel like some of this is really valuable, and I'm just going to try and walk through it step by step. And so last week, I had mentioned in the previous video, I went through and I just got my house in order. Right. So I got my laptop organized. I got my bookmarks organized. I got all my websites and all my passwords written down, and made sure I could access everything, all the important things that I access or needed to access regularly. And this will change over time. I had in my bookmarks so I could just tap on them real quick and have them at my fingertips. And I don't want to be searching around while I got the pressure and stress and anxiety of not being employed. I didn't want to be digging through and having to find a password or reset a password, even though that's what I really did over the past 4 days. Is I spent hours and hours and hours just frustrated and filled with anxiety because I had to go reset passwords over and over. I was jumping through hoops. I was getting codes on my phone, entering them in, then they weren't working, and it was really I just wish I had started sooner, because the anxiety and with everything going on, it was honestly so much emotion going through that it was sometimes hard to focus, and I was putting numbers in wrong and just making some mistakes that I wouldn't normally make. And so I encourage you to start your path sooner than later. Obviously, the first thing you need a business idea. You have to figure out, hey, what do I want to do? What kind of small business would I start? For me, it's going to be a bookkeeping business. I was a financial controller at my previous job that I got let go from. I know QuickBooks. I'm pretty good. I know accounting. I have a degree in accounting from a long time ago, even though I forget most everything. And so I'm a few steps ahead on that. I don't really have to go back and learn all that stuff. So that's a plus for me. If you're looking to start a bookkeeping business yourself and you don't know bookkeeping, there's lots of free courses and some good paid ones too. You can go to Intuit. Intuit has bookkeeping courses where you can earn your level 1 and level 2 certification. I am level 2 certified in in QuickBooks Online. And you don't need the certification, but it's probably helpful, and you certainly don't need it before you start your business. Now, if you're looking to start a different business, some of these additional steps will be important. Now, I had decided on a bookkeeping business, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. I've been thinking about it over the past couple of years. I didn't start it because of a conflict. I just don't want to be there, conflict of interest with my employer, and I kind of wish I did start it. But the first thing I did was I had to go in and pick a name. And it's pretty simple stuff. Well, the first thing I did was I went in and applied for my LLC. The reason you get an LLC is because you want to separate your personal assets from your business assets. And that's what the LLC does. There are other business legal entities that you can get into, like corporation, S-corps, and some other stuff. The LLC seems to be the most popular for small business. It's probably the easiest to get into and manage. And also, it's pretty easy. And some people are trying to avoid the taxes and they do like an S Corp. But for me, the LLC was just simple. The nice thing about the LLC is the money I make is just counted as my personal income. And for example, if I listen, I hope I make more than this, but if I make $1,000 over the next year, and that's what I file on my taxes for my LLC, I pay taxes like that $1,000 was my income as like a sole proprietor. So the LLC is not double taxed like you risk with some of the other legal entities, but that income is applied to your taxes. So if you're a high income earner and all of a sudden you're making a lot of money in your LLC, that could hurt you. I recommend talking to an attorney or legal person, CPA, whatever it is. I am not an expert in any of that. This is not legal or financial advice by any means, but I know enough to be a little bit dangerous. And so I filed for my LLC through Bizee, Bizee. And I actually I picked them only because I saw an ad on one of the YouTube videos for a bookkeeper YouTuber that I watch, and his name's Zach Pasquarello, and he's been very successful at his bookkeeping business, or appears to be on the internet. He has some really good videos and inspirational and a lot of good knowledge, and I learned a lot from him, so I appreciate that. And I'm a follower, and but I saw that ad on his website, and so I jumped into it. I actually looked into it probably a year ago, and I'm like, oh, that looks pretty easy. So that's what I went into, and I think I did that Thursday. So like 2 days after I was let go, I went in and I immediately filed my LLC. Now, fortunately, when I put my name in, and my name is Ron, my business is Ron. Ron's Bookkeeping, cleverly named, but my email is the Ron at Ron's Bookkeeping. But when I applied for Ron's Bookkeeping LLC, the website said it was available, but then you don't know for sure until it goes to the state and they confirm it's available. So it could change. If you pick a name, there may be a chance that you have to change it a little bit in order to get accepted. Fortunately, I found out today, I got my legal documents downloaded through Busy, and they sent me a nice email, and they're like, hey, congratulations, your business name was accepted. And I was like, yes, that's great. And so I am now officially Ron's Bookkeeping LLC. And so that took a few days. Now, I paid $523 through Busy to get that done. I had I chose the I think it was a platinum or the highest level plan, so I paid a little more for that. I wanted it expedited in a few days. I didn't want to wait 4 weeks. I picked a couple additional add-ons, like the federal application for your EIN. Like I don't want to be screwing around with that stuff myself. I just want an expert to handle it because I don't want to screw it up. And then next thing you know, I'm 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the road, I haven't done it right, or I messed it up, and that wouldn't be any good. So I recommend doing it professionally through a site like Busy. There are other sites out there that do it, I'm sure. When I got my download today through the email, I went in, I had 5 documents. I have my articles of incorporation and the other documents, which I want to I'll share with you probably in the next video. But and all those documents were laid out. I also got my EIN, my federal employer identification number, and so that was really good. And I just have those documents. And the reason you need those documents, because now you got to go to the bank and set up a business bank account. But you need those documents to do that. You need the EIN document from the feds, and you need like one of the other LLC documents. I think they need the articles of incorporation. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm taking my laptop tomorrow to my bank, and whatever they ask for, I'll share on my next video, just so you know. But they'll need those documents. They'll need an ID and some official stuff in order to set up that bank account. Now, there was a nice offer to open a business bank account through Bank of America through Busy. I'm probably just gonna, I am going to just use my personal bank. I'm with a large financial bank here in Pennsylvania. They're a national bank, and it's just easier for me to have the 2 accounts, my personal and business account, kind of on the same portal, so I can see what's going on in both. Now, I will need access, ACH access, because I'm not going to be accepting checks. I'll accept in my business ACHs. And credit cards. And the ACH is where you pull money out of somebody's bank account, but that has to be set up and you pay extra for it. But I know from my prior employer that people pay by both credit card, and they just like to have their bank account swept for the amount that they owe. So I'll need to set that up as well. And so the process is, you got to pick, number one, pick the business you want to be in, whatever your small business is. Then you have to pick the name. Then you're going to be thinking about your email, because you have to buy the email domain. And I didn't mention that, but that's an important step, because when I went in and filed for the LLC, they give me the option after everything comes through to file for an email, but I wanted to do that separately and get it going. So I went into, and I'll talk about this in a little more length. I went into my 365 administrative portal, where I already had a business email. And that was, I bought that, been paying for it for a few years now, because I thought I was going to start this small business long ago. But I wasn't going to use that name anymore for that domain. So I actually bought, and I'm going to keep that domain, but I also bought another email domain through GoDaddy. And the one mistake I made is I could have bought the domain right through the Microsoft Administrator portal. Meaning I go in there, it says domains, pick a new domain, and they actually now link right into GoDaddy, and you can buy it through GoDaddy, and then it gets ported out right into Microsoft right there. Of course, another mistake, I didn't do that, so I had to jump through a few hoops. I actually went straight into GoDaddy, not through Microsoft the Administrative Portal. I went right into GoDaddy. I bought the web domain, so I have the web domain, and I use it as my email domain. And then when I went back in, I'm like, oh shoot, why did I do it this way? Like now I had to wait 24 hours. Then I had to go in, and fortunately it was actually pretty easy. I was really panicked because I remember when I did it before a long time ago. Like I had to go find the DHS number and GoDaddy, and it was technically more than I probably knew how to be good at. And but I did it. I made it happen. But this time it was a little easier. I went in because it still linked me right in and allowed me to go into GoDaddy. And then Microsoft confirmed that I owned that GoDaddy domain. Now after that, it was a little tricky getting the email set up and getting it linked set up in Outlook 365. That wasn't so easy. But I'll talk about that a little later. But let's go back and just walk through the steps again. So I knew what small business I was going to open. For me, it was bookkeeping. I formed my LLC. I filed for that. That took about 4 or 5 days to get that documentation, but I need that documentation to then go open a business bank account because I can't collect money until I have a business bank account. You never want to be collecting money into your personal bank account for business. It gets super messy and you never really have a clear picture of how successful your business is. And you really want that transparency into your cash flow and your earnings through a separate bank account. You can always sweep money out. And depending on, like for an LLC, it's called owner draws in this case. So if I move money from my business bank account into my personal account, that's a draw. And that goes onto your balance sheet. And there's some technicalities with the accounting steps there. But you just don't want to drop it into your personal account. Never, ever do that. And so you got to get your business bank account. Now, in order to get the business bank account, I needed those documents from BizE for the LLC. So I needed the articles of incorporation, the other legal documents that they dropped for my LLC, and then I needed the EIN number, which I got through BizE. I paid extra for that to have that filed through the feds. And so now I can go, which I'll probably do tomorrow. In fact, I will do it tomorrow. I can go to the bank, give them all my documents, and get my business bank account set up. And that's a huge step because then the last step is I have to go get a merchant account. So the merchant account is how you accept credit card payments, right? So you can go to like a Clover or some of those type companies and you'll use their technology or software to run people's credit cards. And after it gets run the next day or whatever, day or two, usually it's the next day, that money from the credit cards gets dropped into your business bank account. And so then the full circle of of what I need to do is kind of done, but I'm not done yet. And you won't be either because now I have my domain and my LLC. Now I also have to go and set up my website because I got to have it. I'm not going to get anything fancy. It'll be a 1 or 2 pager, but I want to have somewhere where people can go and contact me and do that stuff. I also, and this will be another separate, YouTube, but I also had to get a business phone. Now, you can use your personal phone. I don't recommend it, but for me, I chose to get a different a business phone, a different business phone number. And the other important part with the business phone is that it's in my business name. It's not in my personal name. So the business phone number with the same carrier, which was brutal trying to get that done. I actually spent 4 hours on the phone with AT&T on Sunday. Brutal. And but it's all done now, thank God. But that business number is in my LLC's name. So it's Ron's Bookkeeping LLC is what that account is. Now, as I mentioned in the prior video, I was making these YouTubes off of the software that I downloaded, the app that I downloaded for YouTube videos, the YouTube Studio, which everybody uses, and I recommend that. And I can't go over 15 minutes on my videos yet till I figure out why that is. So I'm pressing up against 15 minutes here, and I'm going to move on to the next video. And I really appreciate you following this. I hope there was some good information here and a little bit inspiring that you too can go out there and make it happen. And I'll catch up with you on the next video. Thank you.